Okay. There's a problem in the federal government, and this is it. The United States Department of Labor is granting credit towards federal employment for immigrants who completed degrees at non-accredited colleges and universities overseas. I'll say this one more time. The United States Department of Labor, your government, is giving credit towards foreigners who complete college degrees, alleged college degrees, at non-accredited universities overseas. Now, this means you go to school or you pay the money to send your kid to school in the United States, or your grandkid. You're going to spend $100,000 for someone in your family to get a college education in the United States at an accredited university. Now, some immigrant from another country, most often an undeveloped country like Nigeria, is going to get a college degree in Nigeria at a place like the University of Lagos or the University of the Ivory Coast at Côte d'Ivoire. None of those institutions are accredited in the United States, and by law and by OPM regulation, Office of Personnel Management, U.S. agencies may not give credit towards employment for a degree that is completed at a non-accredited university. But immigrants put their degrees from non-accredited universities on their applications all the time, and they get credit. When you bring this to the attention of your congressman does nothing. Lou Barletta is my congressman, and he is asleep on this issue. When you bring this issue to the Merit Systems Protection Board, they do nothing. Yet they are charged by Congress and funded by Congress to do something about this. When you bring the issue to the attention of the Office of Special Counsel, they do nothing. Now, if you're a white guy and you get a college degree from a non-accredited university, they will flag your application and they will pull that application out of the system. But if you come from Africa, if you come from South America, if you're Muslim, and you get a degree from a non-accredited university, like the University of Lagos, the U.S. Department of Labor will give you credit towards federal employment. Now, to give you an idea what Nigeria is like, at any given moment, the public in Nigeria is ready to overthrow the government. The government itself is so corrupt it can collapse at any moment. The currency in Nigeria collapses all the time. It is a defunct country. But even if it was a developed country, the Congress said Americans are supposed to come first. Trump, the president, said Americans are supposed to come first. Yet the federal agencies are still engaging in these practices despite the fact that Donald Trump is now the president. Most of you who watch this aren't going to do anything about this. And I greatly resent that. But you should do something about this, and what you should do is you should contact your federal congressman. You should tell your congressman that, in at least one case, I have documented evidence that proves the U.S. Department of Labor has given an immigrant from Nigeria credit for an undergraduate degree completed at the University of Lagos, which does not hold accreditation in the United States. That person is bumping American citizens from jobs. And that should not be happening. Also, I have seen this on several occasions. I have seen other immigrants get degrees at places like the University of the Ivory Coast, also not accredited in the United States, yet they move up ahead of Americans in applications for federal employment. So they get credit for having a degree that is not accredited, they get credit for being a minority, so they get affirmative action, and they sneak into United States citizenship by serving 1 or 2 years in the U.S. military, and then all of a sudden they're an American citizen. And those of us who are born here, veterans like myself, get bumped in the line because these people come ahead of us. Call your congressman, tell your congressman that the Office of Personnel Management is failing to enforce Office of Personnel regulations that require any applicant to a federal job have a degree that is accredited in the United States, and that they are allowing individuals with degrees from overseas that are not accredited in the United States to work as statisticians in the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Those are the people who are telling you how great Obama's job plans worked. Those are the people who are telling you what unemployment is like under different presidents. They're reporting whatever the Democratic Party tells them to report. And because they're from minority countries, they get hired before Americans. And that's disgusting.